A rainy afternoon. Have you ever looked out the window on a rainy afternoon and felt strangely peaceful? Many people think rainy days are boring. They stay at home and wait for the rain to stop. But I have learned that rainy afternoons can become the perfect time to slow down, relax, and improve my English. Today, I'd like to share one of my favorite rainy afternoons with you. It was a simple day with no exciting adventures, but by the end of the day, I realized that some of the happiest moments in life are also the quietest ones. So, grab a warm drink, get comfortable, and let's enjoy this rainy afternoon together. The rain begins. It was a Saturday afternoon when dark clouds slowly covered the sky. The sunshine disappeared, and a cool breeze came through my open window. A few minutes later, I heard the first drops of rain falling onto the roof. At first, the rain was light. It sounded soft and gentle. Then it became heavier. Soon, I could hear raindrops hitting the windows, the trees, and the street outside. I stood by the window with a warm cup of tea in my hands. The air smelled fresh, and everything outside looked clean. The trees moved slowly in the wind, and the streets became quiet. People opened their umbrellas and hurried home before the rain became stronger. Instead of feeling disappointed, I smiled. I had nowhere to go. Nothing was waiting for me. For the first time that week, I had an afternoon completely to myself. Sometimes, the weather gives us permission to slow down. Learning English with the rain. I walked to my bookshelf and picked up a simple English story. It was not a difficult book. The sentences were short. The words were familiar. That was exactly what I needed. I made myself comfortable on the sofa and began reading slowly. I did not rush through the pages. Whenever I found a beautiful sentence, I read it again. Sometimes I even read it aloud. The sound of my voice mixed with the sound of the rain outside. It felt calm. It felt relaxing. After reading for 20 minutes, I put the book down and played an English podcast. The speaker talked about finding happiness in everyday life. As I listened, I realized something important. I did not understand every single word, but I understood the story. A few months ago, that would have been impossible. Little by little, my listening had improved. Not because I studied harder, but because I practiced more consistently. That thought made me feel proud. Sometimes we forget how much progress we have already made. A small surprise. The rain became lighter, so I decided to step outside for a few minutes. The streets were almost empty. Everything looked different after the rain. The leaves were brighter. The flowers looked fresher. Small puddles reflected the gray sky. As I walked slowly, I noticed a little boy wearing bright yellow rain boots. He was happily jumping into every puddle he could find. His mother laughed instead of stopping him. The boy smiled so brightly that I could not help smiling too. Children have a wonderful way of enjoying simple moments. They do not worry about getting their shoes wet. They do not think about tomorrow. They simply enjoy today. Watching him reminded me of learning English. Sometimes adults worry too much. We are afraid of making mistakes. We are afraid of speaking. We are afraid that our English is not good enough. But children are different. They try. They laugh. They make mistakes. Then they try again. Maybe that is why they learn so quickly. As I continued walking, I promised myself something. From now on, I would stop being afraid of mistakes. Every mistake would become another step forward. The beauty of quiet days. When I arrived home, the rain had almost stopped. A few rays of sunlight appeared between the clouds. Soon, I saw a beautiful rainbow stretching across the sky. It lasted only a few minutes, but it was enough to make the whole afternoon feel magical. I made another cup of tea and sat by the window once more. The neighborhood was coming back to life. Birds began singing again. Children returned to the park. People walked slowly along the streets. Everything felt fresh. Everything felt new. I opened my notebook and wrote one simple sentence. Every rainy day brings a new beginning. Then I closed the notebook and smiled. It was such a simple afternoon. I did not travel anywhere. I did not spend money. I did not do anything extraordinary. Yet I felt peaceful. I felt grateful. And I felt ready for another week of learning English. Before that day, I used to think rainy afternoons were boring. Now, I see them differently. Rain reminds me to slow down, to rest, to read, to listen, and to appreciate the quiet moments that life gives us. If it rains where you live this week, don't be disappointed. Make a cup of tea or coffee. Find a comfortable chair. Read one page of an English book. Listen to a short podcast. Or simply watch the rain for a few minutes. You may discover that the most peaceful lessons are learned on the quietest days. Thank you for spending this rainy afternoon with me. I hope this story helped you relax while improving your English. Keep reading. Keep listening. Keep smiling. And remember, every day is a good day to learn something new. I'll see you in the next English learning podcast.